So, what is the moral of this movie? It's simple, isn't it? Don't fuck with a guy's family. Otherwise, we're gonna stuff you like a pig. The Hills of Eyes is a remake of Wes Craven's 1977 The Hills of Eyes. And yeah, this shit was disturbing, man. So it starts off with nuclear testing, like, you know, these guys in a full fucking nuclear outfit, you know. And, you know, they're checking them out for nuclear radiation. And just one by one they get killed. You don't see the killing, you just see, like, the pickaxe. And kills their asses. So, that's that. And then we move on to the main characters, which is a family. You know, it's a family, they're in the car, they're on a family trip, something. And they arrive at this garage. I think it's interesting to think every character is probably memorable. Like, my personal favorite was always the dad. I don't know why, he's just a dick for the sake of being a dick. Which I thought was pretty funny. And Doug, that's like the son-in-law who's trying to impress him, and you know, it's like the dad does like him, but he just intentionally puts him down and shits all over him. Not literally, all over it. Wouldn't put it past this movie. But yeah, so they arrive at a garage, and the guy who works at the garage, previous before they arrived, had a box. And they open the box, and there's like ears, literal ears in the box, blood. I thought that was pretty eerie. Eerie? Oh, I'm sorry. And so he goes out and they ask for directions, and obviously to get gas, you know. And there's a funny scene where he's like standing there, like, and he's putting the gas in the car, and he has a big fucking cigarette or something hanging out of his mouth, and he's like just like that. And the dad's like, you know it's illegal to smoke near gas tanks, right? And he's like, oh yeah. He just turns back around and doesn't even acknowledge it. I thought that shit was funny. But so they have that, they're asking for directions, and he says, you know, I don't know, you know. And some of the family members sneak in and see a box, and they open it, and they run off. And somehow later, before they leave, or just as they're about to leave the gas station, the guy who works at the garage goes in to the house, and he somehow knows that they've seen it. And but also I think it was like because he made a deal with, oh no, we'll get that in a bit, but he sees it and he's like, oh okay, and he runs out, grabs them at the last minute before they take off, say, hey, actually I do know a shortcut. It's that way, you know, the way that looks like it goes on forever and you'll never get anywhere, looks shady as fuck, that way. So they listen, you know. Oh god, but so they head off, and it's like it's a scene that always stuck with me when I was younger. I watched this when it came out, so 2006, so I would have been 15, 16. And this one particular little thing always stuck with me. Like after I watched it, there's like a lizard or a gecko, whatever the fuck it is, and it's on the road. And then these spikes go up and like just kills it, but like destroys it. Like for some reason that always stuck with me, like little shit like that, little things like that. But so yeah, punctures their tires, they fly off. They have like, you know, it's like a big car and a big ass trailer behind it. So they're stuck in the middle of nowhere. Why wouldn't you just follow the fucking road? Why would you think driving in the middle of fucking nowhere just because some creepy old guy told you to. If it was my family and I was a dad, I wouldn't be risking it. But, whatever. So, they all get out, Doug and the dad have some sparring, you know, back and forth, which is hilarious. And Doug always started off, Doug kind of comes across as nice, then he sort of comes across as a douche. Like, for example, he's just trying to impress his dad. You think, okay, this guy's cool, he's just trying to impress his father-in-law. Okay? And then you get a scene where he's like smoking in the trailer, and like Bobby, that's his wife's little brother, and he's like, you know, you shouldn't smoke. You know what happens if, you know, if my sister sees you? And he's like, fuck your sister. You know, like, oh, okay, so he's a dick. Okay, maybe that's why the dad doesn't like him. It was just so random. It was out of the blue, like, fuck your sister. And so the dad goes to look. I think he pretty much goes to walk back to the garage to try and get, you know, a telephone. And so Doug, I think, goes with him. And the whole movie, like, from there on, it just gets fucking wild. You know, we've got the nice stuff out of the way, now just fuck everything at you. So, like, one of the most annoying things, though, is the dogs. Not the dogs, but the fact that the dogs run away at least 3 times in this whole movie. And you have Bobby, and only Bobby runs away, chases the dogs. Every single time. Runs in the middle of fucking nowhere, whether it be dark or not. And, like, there were spikes in the road that took your car. Well, I know they don't see the spikes because, you know, whoever put the spikes there takes them back. Like, but you wouldn't run in the middle of nowhere. The dogs might come back. Why? He chases them every single time on his own. Yeah, at one point he takes a gun with him, and which I may add, every time he fires a gun, he misses every fucking shot. He's like running like, bang, 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 stop, aim, and shoot, you fuckhead. Oh, God, that pissed me off throughout this whole movie. I was just shoot him. Stop wasting all the fucking bullets. Oh, it pissed me off. And then, so, you come to a realization later on that there's all these hillbillies, and they're basically killing everybody. You know, so how it relates to the guy at the garage was that if he keeps sending people to them for them to kill and probably cannibalize and shit, they will leave him alone. And hence why they sent the box with the ears in it as a reminder, you know, this will be you if you don't stick to the deal. So, yeah. Then, so the dad finds a guy in the garage, in the toilet, you know, singing his ass off, pissed drunk. And he's like, he's like full of regret, like, you know, I'm sorry, I mean, whatever. And, you know, the dad's like, sorry for what? Are you okay? You know, so then he gets this big ass gun and shoots himself, so he's dead. And, you know, so I guess you don't have a deal anymore, huh? So, yeah, the dad gets an awful death. I mean, he gets his ass kicked, and then he gets like put up on like this fucking beam or something, and basically burned alive. And that's when the shit really hits the fan. So they see that, they all run out, and Doug, who's the smart one, says, fuck it, I'll grab a fire extinguisher. And he runs up, and his pregnant wife is still in the fucking trailer. Got the name for a second. And yeah, there's a scene that comes up which is eerie as fuck. If it happened today, I'm not even sure if it would fucking would even be allowed today, you know, because we're, you know, big sensitive world and that. The world's become like, just say a bad word and you get fucking cancelled. Well, I guess I'm fucked. So yeah, they're running up. Some of them are trying to like put the fire out with the extinguisher or whatever. And then you have the hillbillies that jump down and into the trailer with the sister and the mom. No, the mom doesn't come in until a few minutes later, but yeah, there's basically they go up to the pregnant wife and just basically sexually assault them. You know, it's really eerie scene. It's one of them scenes that when it came up, I didn't enjoy seeing. I sort of had to turn away, but you know, it was I didn't enjoy that part. Like, but I see what they were going for. It was for the shock factor. It was to show you that, you know, they're not fucking around, like, you know. But yeah, if you're watching this for the first time, I think it would really catch you off guard. But again, I think it's for the shock factor, you know. And it was 2006, so you know, they could have got away with. Well, they did get away with it then. Probably wouldn't today. But so yeah, like, he's assaulting her and he has a gun pointed at a baby, which is also fucking eerie. And the mom comes in, she tries to attack them, like, get off my daughter, and then you shoot her, and just fucking chaos. So the mom passes away later on by loss of blood since, you know, she's been shot. And oh, of course, the sister, the pregnant sister, the wife, after sexually assaulting her, she tried to attack them by like stabbing him in the leg, so he's shot her in the head. That was that. And which is shocking, you know, and they managed to kind of get the fire on from the dad, but he still dies, so. But awful death, burning to death, that would be an awful way to go. That and drowning, I think, two of the eeriest ways to die. But, so, again, dogs run off at some point. There's a character, a hillbilly character in this actually, and he was always like watching them with the binoculars, and like, they have walkie-talkies which they speak to each other with, and you barely see him, like you literally barely see them at all, and then he just gets killed off by a dog. A dog just jumps his ass and mauls his ass to death. And it's like, what was the purpose of him? Just be there with binoculars and they get killed? What was the point? Oh, so you had that. And of course they take the mom and, you know, they put her in the jeep, whatever, and of course the body gets stolen. And there was another eerie scene, like for like big animal lovers too, like Bobby runs off again, the 907th fucking time, and he finds one of the dogs, and it's basically been gutted, like fucking, literally just opened up like fucking packet of crisps, and and of course he doesn't tell anybody because I didn't want to scare anybody. What good is not telling them? Seriously. If you told them, at least you could all be on your guard. One person or two stays awake, you know, while someone else can get some sleep with a weapon. Not telling them. They have their guard down. Come on. Anyway, so Bobby runs out again and falls over because he thinks he sees something, which he does, which turns out to be a hillbilly, but it's like a little girl and she's not a fucking psychopath. So like she's like the good one, but she's like afraid to approach them because it's like, you know, because of probably how she looks, like she doesn't want to go out and, you know, like, hey, how are you? And then get fucking shot, you know. Hi, how are you? Fucking run her over or something with a car. Oh wait, they can't do that, can they? But yeah, so he thinks he does see her and he falls off, gets himself knocked unconscious, dumbass. And yeah, so the hillbillies all come back, and then the most unexpected character, I think, that sort of turned out to be the main protagonist and like the badass of the fucking movie, which turns out to be Doug. Which, I mean, it makes sense. His mother-in-law had died, and his wife, pregnant wife, died, and they've stolen his baby. So he's just vengeful as fuck, and he's just, he's pumped up, and he gets his ass kicked, but he gives us a good battle, I guess, so you have this whole thing where they find this little village, little town, and it's abandoned, which was obviously used for either like nuclear radiation stuff, but there's still like some life there, but they're all mutated like hillbillies, and so there's like he comes across a guy in a wheelchair, he's got like a big ass head. I mean, he must be fucking smart to have a head that big. But his death I thought was hilarious. So overall in this movie, the acting is great for everybody. Everybody acts their fucking asses off, and it pays off. There isn't a bad actor in this movie. They're all good. Even the hillbillies have character, like the bitch stuffed me like a pig. Shit like that. Like dialogue like that just makes it even makes them more characters rather than just hillbillies running around going hey and killing. They add a bit of character, And so you have this whole stealth thing where he's like put in like a fucking hillbillies catch dog, and you throw dog in this it's like a fridge or something. It's like a little tiny storage box, and you dump him in. There's like a couple of dead cut up corpses around him, and eventually he gets out. So he has to sneak around, and she gets out, and the creepy guy in the wheelchair just gets. He's like, and then you hear the dog like, he is fucking molded too. Oh shit, those dogs are fucking brutal. So the story, this story is I just thought it was funny. That is fucking hilarious. I'm a cynical cunt. Haven't you noticed? But shit. Then so yeah, scavenging through, killing everything that they can, and Doug just lays waste to fucking everyone, the entire town. He just destroys them all, which is so badass. It's like, whoa, it's so cool. And yeah, at the end, he finds the hillbilly that has his baby, and he got him top cliffs, and he beats the ever-loving shit out of him. And the little girl, the little hillbilly, the good one, in the end, sacrifices herself. She jumps, tackles the hillbilly after he was about to kill him and shoot him, and they both fall to their death, which is quite sad, but very heroic. And pretty much, yeah, the movie has a corny ass scene where it's they're baby dog's dead, yeah, baby, and then just see in the background fire, and they see him walking with a baby, and the gun, walking his dog and carrying a baby fucking half fucked. It was corny, but it was funny, but it was somewhat badass, but it was. So yeah, pretty much they all hug it out. They're like, yeah, this is great, I got it, let's get out of here. We're still in the middle of fucking nowhere. How are you getting out of there? And then, big plot twist at the end. It zooms out into binoculars, and the movie ends. Overall, it is a good movie. It is. It's actually, again, it's really disturbing, but it's executed in a way that it works, and it's just, there's humor in it. It is corny. That last scene where he walks back to the dog and baby, that's corny as fuck. And there's just kills galore, there's gore, there's all that good shit. And it's just a great watch. It's entertaining, it's got everything, I think. So if I were to score it, I would give it probably 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, some of the things again, that's only my personal score. If you enjoyed it, if it's 10 out of 10 for you, that's great, more power to you. I'm not saying it shouldn't be. Opinions. That's what makes us all unique in the world, is that we all have one, and it's our own. So, yeah, and yeah, it's a great movie, and not really much else to say. The only thing that's taken down for me, like score-wise, is how irritating it is, and Bobby runs off to, keeps trying to get the dogs back every single time, like 3 fucking times, and then he keeps firing and missing with the... Bobby pissed me off in this movie. Fucking, he pissed me off. Fuck you, Bobby. So, let me know what your opinions are on this movie. Did you enjoy it? If so, let me know in the comments below. And if you think I've earned it, please like, subscribe, and yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all of you. So thank you, and don't kill anyone.